What's up guys, I'm back with another conspiracy video today. You guys seem to really like the last one, so I figured I'd do another one, just keep you guys entertained, because I love making content that you guys enjoy. If you can, go ahead and leave a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and even turn my post notifications on, that way you never miss a new video. You can do that by clicking the bell icon next to my name. So without further ado, let's get back to the video. Have you ever wondered what happened to that missing Malaysian Airlines flight? If so, you're among the millions of confused people who are left to wonder without an answer. In this video, I'll go over 5 popular theories that try to explain what happened on March 8th, 2014 to Malaysian Airlines flight MH370. But first, let's go over what we do know about the disappearance of flight MH370. Flight MH370 was a Boeing 777. The flight was operated by Malaysian Airlines and had 239 passengers on board. The flight disappeared on March 8, 2014, while flying from Kuala Lumpur International Airport to the Beijing Capital International Airport in China. The flight is commonly referred to as Flight MH370 or just Flight 370. The flight last communicated with air traffic control 38 minutes after takeoff. Final communications with Flight 370 was when the flight was over the South China Sea. The aircraft was lost from air traffic control radar minutes after the last communication. However, it was tracked by military radar for another hour, showing the flight moving westward from its original planned path. At 200 miles northwest of Penang Island, the flight left radar completely and was never seen again. What happened to the flight? We still don't know. The search for the plane was the most costly in aviation history. A satellite was able to identify a possible crash site somewhere in the southern Indian Ocean. However, the plane was still never found. During 2015 and 2016, several pieces of marine debris washed ashore in the western Indian Ocean. All of these pieces of marine debris were confirmed to be from Flight 370. After a 3-year search across 120,000 square kilometers, in January 2017, the search was suspended. A second search was launched in January 2018 by a private contractor, Ocean Infinity. This search was 6 months long and still ended with no results. The plane had still not been found. To this day, nothing has been found. No one knows for sure what happened. The plane was equipped with emergency transmitters that would allow officials to find the plane if it crashed. However, all 4 of them malfunctioned during the crash. The final report on Flight 370 stated that it was likely unlawful interference, and the plane was turned off course manually. However, no one really knows if that's true or what happened. That brings us to our first theory, that the plane was shot down. In March 2018, Peter McMahon, a mechanical engineer and amateur crash investigator, had spent years looking through the Indian Ocean on Google Earth trying to find wreckage of the plane. He claims that the plane is located a few miles south of Round Island, an area not searched by crews. He also believes that the plane is riddled with bullet holes. Because of this belief, he also believed that US officials were refusing to search the area and were withholding information from the public. He stated they don't want it found, as it's full of bullet holes, and finding it would only open another inquiry. However, since then, McMahon's claims have been proven wrong. The Google Earth image that he thought was the plane was analyzed by a civil aviation authority, which said that what he was seeing was in fact not the plane. However, is this true, or was it just a cover-up? We just don't know right now. That brings us to our second theory, remote cyber hijacking. Remote cyber hijacking was technology that was created to stop another attack like 9/11. It allowed planes to be controlled remotely from the ground. Norman Davies, a well-respected writer and historian, suggests that the flight was equipped with an uninterruptible autopilot on board. He also suggests that it could have been hacked or reprogrammed and flown to a secret location. Davies told the Sunday Times that the plane could have been carrying sensitive material or personnel that would have made it the subject of 2 kidnap attempts. He stated that there are reports that the cargo detailed in the manifest didn't add up. He was also unsure of what the plane could have had on it or who the plane could have had on it, but thinks that someone just didn't want it to go to China. He believes that the first hijacking attempt was by Americans trying to divert the plane away from China, and believes that the second attempt was from someone who hacked the plane and tried to divert it away or crash it so it didn't reach the US naval base that the Americans were trying to direct it towards. Several other theories back up this belief, that the cargo manifest stating what was on board was wrong. This brings us to our third theory, and that is that there could have been a mystery passenger on board. If there was a mystery passenger on board that was unaccounted for, could they have taken control of the plane? It's definitely possible. Andre Milne, a volunteer investigator, says that the plane's official manifest stated that there were 239 people on board when the plane went missing. This includes 226 passengers and 12 crew members. However, when you add those 2 numbers together, you only get 238 people. So where did that other person come from? It's possible that this mystery passenger acted in conjunction with larger external support to take control of the plane. But who could they have been working for? And why would they want to take control of the plane? What were their plans? 6 months before the crash, US Aviation warned the airline of a problem with cracks in Boeing 777s. These cracks could lead to mid-air breakup or even a catastrophic drop in pressure. The Federal Aviation Administration issued a final warning 2 days before Flight 370 took off. There are also claims that state that the warning didn't apply to Flight 377 because it didn't have the same antenna as others. But does an antenna really make that much of a difference? And that wraps up our fourth theory and brings us to our fifth and final theory. Now this is a theory that I researched a little bit, also came up with a little bit on my own. I think it's really believable and is the most logical explanation of, what happened on that day and why the plane crashed. So here we go, let's get started. Now, this theory states that Flight 370 went down because of an electrical fire. And the reason that the flight stopped communicating with air traffic control is because protocol when there's an electrical fire is to pull out all main buses and restore the circuits one by one until you isolate the bad one. Now if you pull out all the buses, then communications would go silent. Now this would explain why the plane stopped communicating with air traffic control. Now this would also explain why the plane went off course, because when there is a bad situation on board the plane while flying, the pilot is supposed to find the nearest airport and land the plane. Now, if you look at the map showing where the plane went off course at, you can also see that there is an airport in that direction. It would make you think that maybe the pilot was going to land there. However, we all know that he did not successfully land the plane there. And I believe the reason that the plane crashed was because they couldn't isolate what was causing the fire and it continued to burn. This of course caused the plane to fill with smoke. And yes, there were oxygen masks on board, but that is a big no-no when there's a fire. So with the smoke fuming into the plane, eventually everybody passed out due to smoke inhalation. And probably more than likely died while still in air. After everyone had passed out from the smoke inhalation, I believe that the plane continued to go straight until it was exhausted and out of fuel, at which then it crashed into the water below. This is definitely the most logical theory because it does explain why communications went out, why the plane went off path, and why we can't find the plane, because we don't know where it went after everybody passed out and there was no one directing the plane. It explains all the questions that we have. That brings us to our final question, and that is, will the plane ever be found? And right now we don't know. Considering all search efforts have been suspended, it's likely that we won't come across it for a very long time. If we do, it would definitely answer a lot of questions that people have. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up this video. I really hope you enjoyed. I love making these conspiracy theory videos. They're fun to research, they're fun to do, and you guys really enjoy them too. So make sure you leave a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe, turn my post notifications on. You can tweet me at RealAustinPage. I will be retweeting everybody that tweets me. See you guys next time. Peace.